So in this webinar we are going to talk about how the basics of the Sumundi Keepsales interface. Because if you are a reseller and then you want to sort of sell to customers, it's important to understand the basic site navigation, right? Because then the platform does a lot of things. Okay, so you need to know, okay, where can I find this? Where can I find that? Where can I find this? Where can I find that? And that is the whole idea of this particular session. So it's going to be a short to medium length lesson. All right, please, can you hear me? Hello. Yeah, David, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, David, can you hear me? Okay, all right. Okay, then let me go on. Okay, so once you understand the basics, it's easier to dive deeper, right? Now, most of the time, you may not know what I think somebody. Okay, so most of the time you may not know, especially when you are teaching a new customer, you probably get missing as to, okay, where can I locate this feature? Where can I locate that feature? And then if you're a reseller and you are selling to a customer, you don't know where some of the features are hidden. It's not a good thing. And then also, a customer may even talk to you and then ask you where a feature is, or ask you whether Keepsales does something, and then you don't know that Keepsales does that. Okay, so this whole lesson is to quickly brush through all the core features of Keepsales. All right, and then move on. Okay, all right. So when you log in the first time, all right, the first screen you meet is the welcome page, right? The welcome page is very important because there's a lot of things that are displayed over here, but everything is arranged in a very simple format, right? So it makes it very easy to know where you are going. Okay, so over here we have the quick actions, right? Now the quick actions page, we have new transaction, we have all products, we have accounts history, we have bulk SMS messaging. Okay, so anytime you want to record a sale, you just go straight to new transaction. I mean, new transaction is where all the sales happen. Okay, whether you want to sell on credit, whether you want to record a sale and print receipts for your customers, whether you want to schedule a delivery, everything happens as new transaction. So this place is a very, very important point. Okay, there's all products here. Now all products is that's what is set, right? All products is where you see all the list of items that you sell in your business, how much is left, how much is remaining, what is running out of stock, their prices, make all your. It's essentially the product management portion of Keepsales. Okay, and then we have account history. So as you use the platform, as you record sales, as you record deliveries, now Keepsales logs all the transactions over time. Okay, so at account history, if you even have records from 1990, assume I mean Keepsales was not around 1990, but let's just say if you even had records from 1990, okay, account history essentially helps you to pinpoint to that particular point in time. Okay, now let's take it this way. If you were using a book or a notebook to record your sales and you wanted to track back to a sale that happened in, let's say, in the year 2018, you'd have to go through your notebooks, go and look for 2018 notebook. Even if you had it, we can't tell, before you can get a sale. Okay, but with account history, you can just point straight to let me just quickly go there. I mean, this is not a detailed tutorial, but let me just quickly go there and talk about what I'm saying. Okay, so with account history, you can just go straight to a particular date. So I can jump straight to say let's say January 2021, for example. Okay, if I had records there, account history will automatically pull up although it will fetch you all my sales and pull up all those records for me. Okay, so it makes things very easy. Okay, and now the next thing is the bulk SMS messaging, right? So then we have put the quick actions here are some of the most visited portions of Keepsales. So if you take very new customers, these are the portions that they use the most. Bulk SMS messaging too is a very key portion of the system, right? Where people use it to communicate to their customers. If somebody owes you and then you want to send a person a reminder, You can use bulk SMS as well. So let's say the way Christmas is coming, you're a business, you want to wish all your customers a Merry Christmas. You can, and if you have their information in Keepsales, you can simply use bulk SMS messaging to send all of them some messages in your business name. So this is very, very good for marketing and making your customers remember who you are. Now over here is the business health score. All right, so what we've done over here is that but let's quickly read this. Your business health score should show how disciplined and diligent you are in making sure all your information is captured, right? So now the idea is that when you take a business, there's so much information that goes on in the business. Their sales, their suppliers, their purchases, their expenses. All those things happen to be a part of what makes a business, right? So the business health score is basically to show customers that, hey, you are using Keepsales, but you are not tracking your expenses, or you are not tracking your supplier information, or anytime you buy new stock, you are not recording it. All right, so then over here we have basic tasks. So once you check off a task, it is checked off over here, and then okay, you've done it. Now we have at least you sent 5 buckets, and so if over here your task is not checked out, okay, that affects your business score. All right, so then hey, you are not communicating with your customers, you've not sent any SMS messages. Yes, why? Okay, so this gives you some idea of what you have to do, some of the things that you can do with Keepsales, right? So this business health score system is very necessary. Now if you're a business that you are very, very good at keeping your records, when you have new purchase, you record it. When you have a new expense, you record it. You realize that you have a very good health score, but then you know that okay, you are doing really great at it. So this is the business health score system. Now this is the demo account. The current health score is 75%. It's not very good. It's bronze health. So it means that there are some things that we are not doing right in this particular account, right? So that's the health score. Now the next portion is this alert over here. Right, this alert has been here from the time Keepsales started, and the idea is that anytime the customer logs in, you want to give the customer immediate alert about what is going on with the inventory, right? So let's say you open your laptop one morning, you're a business owner, you open your laptop one morning, you want to check what's going on with your product. Immediately you log in, the system shows you that hey, you have some things that some products that you need to catch, some things that you need to check, right? Either your things are getting finished, there are some items that are getting finished, or some items that are expiring. It's very, very important. Okay, sometimes business owners run their businesses, and because they don't always go to their shops, right? They are not able to know it when something is getting finished, and sometimes the salespeople too will not tell them. Okay, so this helps them to know that hey, Milo is getting finished, this is getting finished, phone Samsung A20 is getting finished, so we need to restock, right? Then over here we have a quick link to your online store, right? So this thing redirects the customer to their online store settings page where they can upload their logos and then all those things. Okay, then let's jump straight to the navigation. Right, so over here we have the name of the business over here. It's very easy to identify. Now this is very important for when the account has multiple business branches. So as you know, Keepsales allows you to manage its multiple business branches all from one account, right? So this is very important so that the person knows that hey, I'm in the La Paz branch, or I'm in this branch, or I'm in this branch, right? That is if you have multiple branches. Next is the alerts. Right, so the alerts over here, you see the red dots over here when you have some alerts. Over here we have the low stock alert and expiries, right? So let me quickly go there. Okay, so you see the list of items that are running out of stock, what is expiring. You can just view item, and let's say the business owner doesn't want to receive an alert for a certain item, they can just turn off the alert over here. You can filter the alert, see what is running out of stock or what is expiring. Now this alert, the scan happens like every 24 hours. So every 24 hours the system automatically scans every single item on Keepsales and then generates the reports for all the various businesses, right? So that's what that. So over here at the end of the day, at dawn, the system will scan the entire inventory and then regenerate all these reports. If there are any new changes to the items, that will be also displayed over here. We also have scheduled delivery alerts. Now this is very, very important for people that do deliveries. Sometimes you do deliveries, maybe you have 5 customers you are delivering to at the same time. Somebody says, I want you to deliver it to me on Thursday. Somebody says, I want you to bring it to me on Friday. Somebody says, I want you to bring it to me at 5 p.m. today, right? When your deliveries are plenty, it's very hard to be able to track all those things. Sometimes you have a customer who wants a delivery and then you forget about it. It happens to businesses all the time. They even forget that they have a delivery to make, or they have this small notebook that they use to check what's going on, right? And it's not very effective. And then it also comes with delivery calendar that you can use to check. It shows a calendar of all your deliveries, so you can always jump straight to there at a glance, right? And we have the customer birthday alert. So basically, for this, for the vendor's business, if they keep track of their customer's birthday, right, it's like a reminder. And customers love it when vendors remember their birthdays. It's very important. Imagine you have a customer who always buys from you. You know the customer's birthday. Immediately the customer's birthday is up. Keepsales reminds you that, hey, this your customer's birthday is today, and allows you to send an SMS message to wish the customer a happy birthday. It creates loyalty, right? So these are the 3 alerts that you can get on Keepsales. And the next thing, like you talked about, is all products, new transaction. And I'll talk about an important portion, records and history. Okay, please, at any point in time, if you have a question or want to clarify something, please don't hesitate. You can just interrupt me, and then I'll get you with your question. Okay, thank you. So records and history. So today's sales, right? That's the first thing. This gives you quick. You can access these portions from the main menu, like we talk about, but then this is like these are tried and tested links as to what pages people like to visit a lot on Keepsales, right? Now, every vendor, almost everyone who uses Sumundi Keepsales for recording sales uses today's sales. Today's sales is probably one of the most visited pages on Keepsales, next to the new transaction page. Okay, so on today's sales, you get to see the sales that has been made today, what has been cancelled, the profit that has been made. Sales people do not get to see the profits, right? Just administrators at accounts history, they get to see a discount that have been given, and then all those things. And now there's today's deliveries. If you have some orders from today, you can get it. And there's account history, right? So now with this, anytime you are at any other portion of Keepsales, you can just come here and then jump straight to the today's sales. You can just jump straight to new transaction. You can jump straight to whichever parts of the system that you want to go to. And then the deliveries history. So just like account history, that shows you all your accounts from years back. Deliveries history also shows you all your deliveries from years back. So if you delivered an item to somebody 1 year ago, you can go back as delivery history and then go and see that item you delivered 1 year ago. Okay, which is very, very, very important for records. It really helps a lot. Now, report and export. So report and export, I'll quickly brush through over there. Let's say the vendor wants to export all their products to Excel. Sometimes when their item, especially the pharmacies, sometimes when their items is running out of stock, right, they want to export everything to like a PDF or something and then send it to their supplier, or do some management with it. They can do that over here. They can export it to Excel as well if they want. You can get to see your highest selling days of the week, generated profit and loss statement, export a list of your customers, and sales rankings of your customers to see which of your customers buy mostly from you. You can do all that from report and export. So basically, this is it for the basic navigation. We'll jump straight to the main menu. And at any point in time, if you are at let's say records and history, for example, you want to jump straight to the welcome page. Okay, I think my internet is loading. Today's sales. Okay. Alright, so today's sales. Now, I've not recorded any sales today, so you can just click on the name of the business to jump straight to the welcome page. And before I forget, let me quickly talk about help, support, and feedback. Alright, so you click over here, the customer is able to go to. Now, this is a very important part of the system. Now, as a reseller, as you get more customers, right? For example, if you don't take care, you like, they can call you every time, like, hello, or how can I do this? I forget how to do this. This is not working. This is that. This is that. This is that. And from my experience, when your customer base starts to increase, it's very, very annoying when every time you are picking calls to, try to solve issues. It's very annoying, and it takes a lot of. Sometimes one customer can take your whole morning because of one single issue, right? So we have gone a lot of extra mile to put a lot of documentation together on our YouTube channel, and product manuals, guides to help you, to help customers know what they are doing, right? So as you onboard your customers, allow us to take some headache off from your shoulders, because we have put a system in place. We have put a system in place to sort of provide support. All right. So let Sumundi take some of your support headache from you. So show customers how to get support. All right. They can use the live chat. Okay. When they use the live chat, they can reach out to us. Somebody can help. All right. So that your calls and then your WhatsApping and then all those things, they will be reduced. Okay, so this is a very important portion of the system that we hope that you teach all your new customers. Very, very key. If your customers have new feature ideas, I feel you guys should add this to the system, they can just come straight here, give their feedback. I want you to add this feature to the system. It makes things very easy for you. It gives you a peace of mind. Okay, so this is it. And then finally, the log out button, right? So anytime you click here, you easily are able to log out. Okay, so let's go back. Please, any question, or can I continue? If there are no questions, then I'll continue. Like I said, if you have anything that you want to clarify, you can just share it, and then we can discuss it. Okay, so the next is the main menu, right? So the main menu is a very, very important. In fact, there are lots of things in the main menu that are not over here, right? So knowing how to use the main menu and find what you're looking for in the main menu is very, very, very important. Okay, so we'll start with the switching store. Sometimes you create a new account, a new branch for a customer, and the customer doesn't know how to change branches, right? So over here, all the branches belonging to the account is listed over here. So we have over here, we have like 4 demo and fake businesses over here. That's 4 accounts. If you have 10, they'll all be listed over there. And then anytime you click on it, you jump straight to the new branch. And then, like I said, it changes over here, right? So switch store. Let me switch back to the main account. So it's as easy as that. So anytime you switch the store, all the data over here, it changes to reflect the new branch. So over here, if I switch to the branch 2, all the data over here has changed to reflect the branch 2. Okay, if I switch back to La Paz branch, it switches to a La Paz branch. And it's the same thing for accounts history, delivery history, reports, and everything. It's the same thing for every portion of Keepsales. So you can switch store at any portion of the system that you are. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so let's go there. The next is stock, right? So the stock, we have all products. We have product all branches, right? So for the product all branches, it's called a global product list. So over here, if you have 10 branches even, this global product list shows all the products from all the 10 branches at the same time, right? So if the owner wants to check, he wants to do some regular checking, he wants to check immediately without having to switch through all the stores every time, the owner can just come here and then be searching through the product and seeing what is missing, what is left, what is run out of stuff from all their branches at the same time, right? Then we have the add new product. For the add new product, it's simple. It's where you add new items. We have inventory snapshots. So I'll quickly go through what inventory snapshots are. Now, inventory snapshots run on the 1st of every month. Okay, so over here, if you come to all products, you realize you have some statistics over here, some inventory cost, some retail value, right? So inventory snapshots on the 1st of every month, Keepsales automatically captures your values over here and keeps it for you. So with this, you're able to know whether your product is improving over time or not. So over here, if I come to inventory performance graph, right, I get to see, so over here, my retail value. So you realize that for the year 2021, it's like my inventory is improving. The value, it means I'm buying new stock. All right, I'm not losing out on money, right? So it means my inventory is improving. So the inventory snapshot, it helps the owner to know how things are going. And then the cost, if the cost of the inventory is going up to, you know that, hey, in your manner, I have the same items, but my cost is increasing. Why? What's going on? You get it? And how we've met customers that they are selling at a loss, and they don't even know they are selling at a loss. You understand? So meaning all their items, if you deduct the cost that they get their items, they are losing. You understand? And they don't even know, because then they are not tracking everything together. They are just doing individual sales, right? So that's for inventory snapshots. Let me quickly jump to the next. So the next is stock taking. So this is a feature that is a very powerful feature in Keepsales that most people don't know about, right? So what happens is that businesses usually they conduct stock audits. So let's say every 4 months they count all their items in their shop to know, to compare it to what they had previously, and then to try and track discrepancies, to know whether their shop attendants are stealing from them. Stock taking is very important. Okay, you track your stock. You know that, hey, I'm supposed to be left with 5 of this item, but the system is saying we have 3. You understand? That kind of discrepancies. So over here, let me just quickly view the report, for example, just to show you a little bit of what I mean. So when you conduct stock taking with the system over here, the stock taking system over here, you realize that over here we said the system expected a quantity of 64, but we counted 23 on the shelves. So meaning we have 41 shortage. So at this point, the business owner can ask the shop attendant, hey, system, let's say it was 64, but shelf no, so you can 23 into 41 no him for alpha. Where has it passed? So they're able to question their people that, hey, we are supposed to be left with this quantity, but this is not what is there. So where has it passed? And they can do investigation, because sometimes the sales attendant, they can steal a lot. You understand? So if you don't have any system in place to be checking out, it's impossible to catch them. So the stock taking system is very, very important to help them know, catch all those things that is going on. Okay, so we are not going so much into detail with the features, so I'm just going to brush through. Next is purchases. So for purchases, you buy new items, you can sort of record that you bought some 5,000 Ghana cedis sort of item. If you do, let's say, laptops and devices, for example, as a reseller, maybe you ship items every 4 months. Okay, so you can use purchases to record all the items that you ship, the value of items that you ship, the quantity that you ship. So you can jump straight to, let's say, 2020, see that, okay, July 2020, I shipped a quantity of this. Okay, so it helps you those way. And then product exceptions. Product exceptions to are really interesting. It's a really interesting feature. Okay, you can record damaged items, expired items, lost items, takeouts. So let's say you ordered 10 laptops from your supplier, for example, but when the laptop came, maybe 1 was damaged, or 2 was damaged, or 3 was damaged. Product exceptions allow you to record that one, okay, so that you can know what to do with it. Or maybe you have some items, a number of them expired. Okay, let's say when I go to all products, for example, let's say I have 239 items over here, but out of the 239, maybe 50 of them have expired, right? How do I capture that information in Keepsales? I can't just edit the product and then reduce the quantity to one something. Okay, it means the 50 that has expired, I have no records of it. That is when product exceptions come. So with that, you can record that, okay, 50 items of this thing expired, and then you can come back later to it and come and check it out. And then also we have product heaps. Product heaps are basically for restaurants, right? When they sell items, maybe they want to be able to track the amount, the bags of rice they have remaining. Okay, so you can, if let's say they sell a plate of jollof for, let's say, 25 cedis, for example, they can connect the plate of jollof to the bag of rice. So anytime the plate of jollof is sold, the quantity for that plate of jollof is removed from the bag of rice. So then they can come over and they come and say that, oh, we have 20 kilograms or we have 5 bags of rice remaining. Okay, it helps them to track, or sometimes there are salespeople who can steal from their inventory. And then we have stock transfers. Okay, so for this one to when the business owner has multiple branches, they realize that okay, maybe the Circle branch doesn't have some items. We have to move some items over there, right? Then they can use the stock transfers to sort of move items from one branch to another, right? Then it helps make everything automatic. And then Speedy Management is also a very interesting portion of Keepsales. I'll quickly brush through it. Let's say you have products and then you want to update, let's say 15 items at a time. All right, you go to all products. If you want to do it from all products, you have to open, let's say this app, you edit, you save, you come to the next one, you edit, you save, you edit, you save. By the time you are done, you spend so many hours editing the 15 products. But with Speedy Management, you can update multiple products at once. So I can click this, update the quantity to 20, click this, update the quantity to 10, this, maybe if I want to adjust the name, I can adjust it over here. So it's like you can edit items in bulk. Then after that, you just run the stock updates. Then the system updates all the items you've chosen at the same time, right? So Speedy Management is a very nice feature if the business owner does a lot of product updates at the same time. Okay, then product department. So this is where the product categories are. Okay, the next thing is online store. So online store, if somebody wants to launch their online store, they come to online store and set up and settings. They can come over here, enter their store link, enter their store logo. It's basically click, change your color theme, sliding images, product categories. It's very easy. Okay, all they have to do is to come to the online store settings and then do what they have to do. And over here, you can just click over here to view the online store that you've set up. So it's very simple. Okay, then over here we have orders and delivery management. So over here, this is where if you have an online store and somebody orders from the online store, this is where you see it. Okay, you get a notification, you come here, you see your orders and delivery. You can then today's deliveries. Let's say you have orders scheduled all over the week. Today's deliveries and orders show you the one that is supposed to go just for today. Right, so that's for the today's delivery. And then we have delivery calendar. It's like a calendar view of everything. And then online store product categories. If you notice, we have product departments over here. At the same time, we have online store product categories over here. So for these ones, they are the categories that are displayed specifically on the online store. It's different from the ones that you use for the internal. This one is not, the product departments over here is not really shown to customers on your online store. This is just for you. Okay, so the online store ones are different. Okay, the next is suppliers management. So over here, you just keep records of your suppliers, their contacts, their information, their delivery terms, and what is not. You can add them over here too as well. Now, it's important to keep your supplier records if you want to be attaching things like invoices and suppliers to your purchases, right? So if you are somebody that buys lots of items from multiple suppliers, when you add your supplier record, it's easy for you to know which particular purchase you bought from which supplier. So maybe you have 10 laptops. I like to use electronics because they are usually easier to picture, right? You have 10 laptops, maybe this 10 laptops, 3 are from this supplier, 4 are from this supplier, this particular one from this supplier, right? And it really happens that way sometimes. So then when you're able to add your supplier, you're able to know, oh, this particular laptop brand, I bought it from this supplier. This particular laptop brand, I bought it from this supplier. This is how much it's selling to me for. Okay, you're able to do all that analysis. And then transaction and sales. This is like one of the most packed portions of Keepsales. New transaction, today's sales, account history. There's account summary, right? History of returns. So account summary is a bit different from account history. So if you go to account history, you realize that account history shows you individual transactions. Okay, individual transactions. But account summary it groups all your transactions for you. So you can say that I want to see my if you want to see your account for the month of November, it will give you your report like maybe 1st November you made a sale of 10 CDs, 2nd November you made a sale of 40 CDs, 4th November you made a sale of this amount. But account history will give you, you sold this one line items. But this combines all the line items in the particular month and categorizes it for you based on the days. It can also categorize it for you based on the product, right? So you can have, let's say, maybe for the month of November, I sold 40 cedis worth of, maybe 100 cedis worth of Milo, 200 cedis worth of milk, maybe 2,000 cedis worth of cornflakes or something, right? It gives you that type of categorization. And then over here, we have history of returns. Now, the history of returns to when somebody buys something for and the person returns it, you can enter it over. And then invoices and codes. So for this, if you deal with lots of businesses, they always ask, can you send me an invoice? Can you send me an invoice? Can you send me an invoice? Okay, so invoices and codes, basically, you can generate an invoice with your logo and everything and send it to your customer. Invoice and codes, invoices on Keepsales are very nice. If you look at them, they look very, very nice when you send it to your customer. Okay, so you have your logo over here, you have your details over here, and then you have, if there's VAT on the invoice too, you see it over here, and then you can just download this PDF and send it to your customer, right? And then you are gone. So invoices are also very, very nice things on Keepsales that most people are not aware of. And then discount and promos, right? Discount and promo. Let's say it's Christmas. You are doing a Christmas sale, 30% off all your items, right? Where do you do that? Now this is where you do discount and promo. So over here, you can set discounts for all your items at the same time. And then if you have an online store, they will automatically show over there as well, right? So I can say, okay, for Christmas, 20% off. Automatically, when you go to a new transaction, the salesperson doesn't need to manually enter that particular discount. It will reflect automatically, right? So let's say, let me just give a quick example. This item, one tops, it has a discount of 15% on it, right? So if I go to new transaction, and then the page is loading. Okay, and I choose one tops. Okay, you realize that over here we have 15% off. So the system automatically applies the discount. So then the salesperson doesn't need to do any discounting thing again. Okay, so that's one of the very interesting things about discount and promos for setting up online store-wide system. Okay, and then the next is the Momo and card payments, right? So over here, payment settings, the person can, if the vendor wants to take card payments or Momo payments, it's very easy. They just have to, teach them. You just have to teach them how to apply for the payment. The form is over here. They fill it, we receive it, we activate it for them. It's very, very simple. And then there are tutorials over here today they can watch. So once they activate payment, so let me see whether I have payments enabled over. Okay, so let me go to new transaction, for example. So I'm in the shop. Somebody is buying an item. Let's say this is 20 pesos item, right? So I just come over here, receive payments, mobile money, right? So it's very simple. Then I enter the detail of the customer, I choose a provider, I confirm. Then the system sends a product to the customer. Once the customer finishes paying, bam, Keepsales automatically records the payment, and then you are done. You process payments, you've recorded the sale, and then once you are done, you go to Momo and card payment. There's payment history. So the payment history, all the money Keepsales has received on your Sumundi has received on your behalf, total earnings, the total number of transactions. So over here you see that, oh, okay, there was an online store order, this was the amount that was paid, and then all that stuff. So Sumundi Keepsales makes everything very easy, when all your transactions and records are in the same place, and then you can receive card payments too as well. So over here you have the mobile money payment channel. If you receive by card to show over here that this is a card payment. Okay, next is deliveries. Okay, I think we've talked extensively about delivery, so I'll just jump straight to the next one, expenses. So expenses history, you can record the business expenses, and then expenses are expenses. It's easy to understand. But then one important thing about expenses is that it helps you generate, if you go to report and export, P&L. Okay, so the profit and loss statement. Now most businesses, they only focus on the sales that they are making, and they don't really have an idea of the profits that they are actually making. So if you don't record your expense, you may think that you are making money. By the end of the month, you're actually making losses. You understand? Because small expenses, they come up. So when you record your expenses, you're able to generate like a profit and loss statement. Let me see, from maybe 1st October to 31st October, I can say maybe PDF. Right, so I generate a profit and loss statement. Okay, now this makes me know whether I am really making money or not. All right, so this is the amount of sales that I've done for that period. All the items that I've sold, this is how much it cost me. All right, this is my margin. I didn't record any expense for that period, so over here the total expense is 0. But if I had recorded some expenses, you would have seen the value over here, and then at the end of the day, you see your net margin. Okay, so this gives you a deeper insight into how much the business is actually making. But most business owners, they end over here. Oh, this month we make sales 7,000. You know, you can get lost. You understand? Or maybe this month we make it profits. So, but profits now you made no. You probably had some expenses that reduce the entire profits to like maybe this 2,000 will reduce like 400 cedis, and you don't know. Most of the time they are unable to find out because they keep putting money back inside their business, so they don't really know that they are losing. Okay, it's a very dangerous game if you are not recording your records. It's very dangerous, right? So when you record your expenses, these are the kind of reports that you can generate. And if you have an accountant too, for example, in the business, the accountant can use this to easily generate a report and then do their own thing as well. So though Keepsales doesn't provide so many extensive accounting features, it does some basic things for you so that you can sort of feed it to your accountant, or if you have like maybe an extensive accounting software, you can feed information inside and then get your information, right? So that is it for the expenses. And then bulk SMS, this is where if a customer wants to use SMS, they can sort of apply for the SMS. So over here, they can apply for it over here. We process it for them. You can choose the name that you want you to send your message, and then we activate it for you. And these are the settings. So the customer will say that, oh, okay, I want to be able to send SMS messages to customers that owe me. So over here, you can come over here and activate it, and then you can decide on the message you want to send them. So over here, I have like our system record shows that you have an blah 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 blah. So anytime somebody owes you, you send a message, the person knows that, oh, this business, they are professional, they even have systems to track my debt and then all that. It makes things very easy. Okay, and that's it for. I won't go too much deeply into the bulk SMS, so I'll jump straight into the next portion. So over here, send message to customers. If you have multiple customers, you can choose all of them. Please choose an option, send to all my customers. You can choose all of them at the same time, and then just send the message. Okay, all right, and then messages history. That's where you see all the messages you've sent over time. Okay, please, at this point, I'm going to pause shortly. If there are any questions so far, anything that needs clarification from anyone. Is everybody okay so far with what we are doing? Okay, all right, so we'll move on to the next one. Okay, the next thing is customers and loyalty. Okay, so this is where you add your customers, see your customer information, send SMS to customer groups. Okay, so you can sort of categorize. The way we have product departments, you can also categorize your customers. You can go to upcoming birthdays. You know that, oh, okay, these are the birthdays that are coming up. And customers in debt. Okay, customers in debt is a very important portion. Okay, so you realize that at new transaction, if you go to new somebody mute somebody can mute them. Please, somebody's sound is sort of disturbing. Okay, all right, so you can continue. Okay, so the next thing, okay, so like I said, list of debtors. So over here, new transaction, realize that we have sell on credit over here, right? So if you sell an item on credit, where do you see the details of that credit? So you see that over here. You come to customers and loyalty, and then customers in debt. Okay, so over here, this is the list of all the debtors. It's very interesting. It shows you, maybe this is Ali Samson. The total amount due is 50 cedis. The amount paid is 0 cedis, and then the amount remaining is 50. Okay, and then you can adjust the payment date as well. So you can choose that, oh, okay, he said you come and pay tomorrow, or he said you come and pay next week, right? So then you can save that as well. So then you know that, because sometimes when the business owners, they have a lot of people that buy from them on credit, you don't know when the person, you don't know when people come to pay, you don't know how much they've paid or how much is left. Most of the time they lose a lot of money because it just passes over their eyes. You don't know what's going on, right? So this shows you like a very nice way and organized way of being able to track your this thing. You can send the SMS over here. if the person finishes paying, you can mark as paid in full. You can add a payment deposit, and all that stuff. You can filter to know the particular records of a customer and then export it as well. So this is also a very important portion. Okay, and then the next is intelligence, right? So store performance, report and export. So over here you see a graphical representation of the business, right? How the business is performing over time. You can sort of filter within a certain date, and also over here you can get all that as store performance. Then activity trail. So as you do with a lot of customers, you realize that most of the time they can come back to you to complain about issues like product quantity issues. Somebody will say, oh, the system that you brought me, I added a quantity of 10, but I came to check later, it was 9. They'll come and do all the arguments with you. Most of the time, when they are new to the system and they are importing products, they can end up making mistakes. Sometimes the owner entered 5, but he thought he entered 15. Or maybe he entered 20, but he thought he entered 200. So that is why there is intelligence and activity trail. So with activity trail, when you come there, the owner can see that, oh, okay, on the 14 minutes ago, I updated this product, right? The quantity was this, after it was this, okay? Or maybe, this is a demo account, so most of the values here are fake. So over here, the same 14 minutes ago, I updated this. When you sell, it updates. Maybe you bought new items, okay? The system records that, okay, before the quantity was 99, after the quantity was 109. So anytime there's that misunderstanding, you simply point the owner to this activity trail. Then they can go there and go and confirm that, hey, on that day, I said I entered 20, but did I really enter 20 on that day? Or did I really enter 5 on that day? Right? This really shows that kind of information. You can filter to and then see that maybe you want to see the updates for a particular product within a period. You can filter to and then export that as well. Okay, then the last portion is the user settings portion. I'll go there and explain. So over there we have the currency and operator settings. And this is a demo account, so some of the settings are missing because you don't want people that are trying to play around with the software to change something. So there is a portion for the managing your changing user account information or all those things. When you come to user settings, you see it right over here. There is the receipt settings, there is the TIN number settings, there's the expenses management. Now expenses by default is no. Realize that over here we have expenses management over here, but the owner can say I can turn it off. Now when you turn off expenses management, you don't see it over here again, right? Some people, not everybody manages the expenses via Keepsales, so by default it's off, so they have to turn it on and then come and see it over here. Then there's an interesting thing called decimal quantities mode. Okay, so decimal quantities mode, let's say you are selling an item. Some people sell items in decimals. It's not everybody that sells, especially those that sell fluid things. It's not everybody that has a quantity of 2 or 3. Some people have quantities of 2.5, 7.2 and stuff like that. So let's say I want to buy 1.2 of these items. If I sell 1.2, I go to today's sales. Okay, so today's sales is loading. I want to quickly explain something over here. Alright, so you realize that I entered 1.2, but over here Keepsales has defaulted to 1, because by default the system assumes that there's no way you can have 1.2 of an item. It's either 1 or 2. You can't have fraction, right? So when you turn on this particular mode, you say yes. Then you are telling Keepsales that, hey, I have some items that I can actually sell 1.2 of. Alright, so over here when I enter quantity of 1.2, then I sell over here. So let me refresh your today's sales quickly so that you see what I'm talking about. Okay, so you realize that over here the quantity has now become 1.2, and then even the other one that I sold at 1.2, it has now shown as 1.2. And then if you look at the usually if you look at the quantity of products sold, you see that we have 2.4 over here. So 1.2 plus 1.2. Right? So then when you meet people that sell items, like maybe some people, they sell things like meat, cold store. If you go to a cold store and buy meat, maybe you can say you're buying 1.5 grams of meat, or you are buying 1 point something. It's not every time that they have, I'm buying 1 gram of meat. Okay, so this particular thing over here is called decimal quantities mode. It helps vendors to sell with decimals, right? So when you activate it, they can sell with decimals, but by default, it is set to no. And then you can even decide the number of decimal places you want to use. If you have like 1.25, 1.2567 type of items, you can also change the decimal places over here with a maximum of 4. So this is a very important part of the system. And then billing and subscription management. So over here, this is where you can purchase the license for your desktop app, and then what is not, you can get it over here. Then restaurant mode. So restaurant mode by default is no. So you turn it to yes. Immediately you turn it to yes, it appears over here. So restaurant mode has a different vibe from the normal new transaction. Okay, so over here we have eating, takeout, we have a table, so you can sort of manage your tables over here, and then we have a kitchen display. So if the restaurant, the orders go to the kitchen display, once the order is processed, it shows on the kitchen display. All right, so and then the kitchen display has even has some very interesting. So let me see whether I can quickly record a sale over here, and then go to the kitchen display. Okay, so immediately the people at the kitchen, they get to see the order, they get to see the item that is has been purchased, and then once they are done preparing it, they can just mark as prepared and packaged. And then once they do that, it lives over here. And then kitchen display has some very interesting things over here. If the order is delaying too much, we can't wait for the order to delay. But if the order is delaying too much, you can see that the color changes to red and orange and all that to let the kitchen people know that, hey, this order is delaying. And now there's also a view recipe over here. So if the item, let's say the owner wants you to prepare it some way, or the kitchen people, they are not really sure of that particular order, they can just view the recipe and then enter the information related to that particular, like see how that item, the things you need to know as you prepare it. So once they are done, they just mark it as packaged, the status is updated, and then it lives over here. Okay, so that's it for the kitchen. There's a lot of things over here. Today's orders, kitchen, but we won't go through it now, right? So that's it for a restaurant mode. Like I said, by default it's off, so I'll take it back off. And then there's also one thing over here. The last thing is compact records. Now with compact records, over here, if you come to today's sales, you realize that it's individual items over here. So compact records, what it does is that it sort of merges all related transactions into one. So instead of all the so if let's say a customer bought one customer bought 10 items, you won't see all the 10 items over here. You just see one of it over here, and then the total of the item. So if you are the business owner that you don't like to see all the transactions at the same time, you can just turn on compact records mode, and then you'll be able to see. So basically, we've gone through the entire fundamental of Keepsales, how to navigate around, where to find what. I'm sure that at least by this time, most of you understand, where to find all the things that it does, and then be able to teach your customer that way. And then also don't hesitate to jump straight to the YouTube channel if you have the YouTube channel or the support site, right? It's very important if you want to know how to learn a feature, maybe adding new products. Okay, it shows you how to add new products on Keepsales mobile app, how to use barcode scanner. So you get you can just go there and then read about how to record a transaction. You go there, there's an entire tutorial of how to record a transaction. You follow it and you try to learn. So it's not every time that if you can't reach any member of the team, you can just go there. You can also show your customers how they can access this thing, and then be learning Keepsales very easily. So Basically, this is the end of the session. We're able to stick within the 1 hour time. We have 10 minutes to 7. So at this point, I'll just leave the ground for any questions that need to be asked as we are done over here. Yeah. So any questions so far? Okay, please. All right, David. Okay, some questions have been answered. Okay. All right, David, please ask your question. Yeah, David. Yeah. Yes, please. We can hear you. We can hear you. Okay. Yeah. So what will happen is that if they sell fabrics, right, then it means they do their they don't sell in like one or two. So let me go to add new product, for example. So if I go to add single products, right, now in my quantity section, if I have 10 yards available, then I'll enter 10 over here. Do you understand? Or so then you enter the product name. Maybe I don't know the name of a fabric. Please, can you give me one name? Maybe. What's the spelling, please? Let's say satin. Okay, all right, okay. So satin. So yeah, so I can enter satin 10 yards over here, right? Once I enter it over here, now I know that the person knows that all their inventory they deal with yards. So then when you deal with yards, you don't mix up, you don't have 10 yards and at the same time have quantity that is 10. So you know that all your items are in yards. So when you activate decimal quantity, let me just add the item. So let me just choose any normal, maybe batch number can be a random number. 10 years, unit cost. So maybe the 10 years that's over there, okay, you can say that, all right, my unit cost for the 10 years is, let me just say 10 CDs. And my unit selling, okay, so per yard is 12 CDs, right? Okay, and then I say, okay. So when I come to new transaction, right? So when the person is selling the yard, they search for satin, okay, right? And then if the person, now I've not activated decimal quantities mode, so if I try to sell, let's say 1.5 yards, Keepsales will take it back to 1, right? But if I come over here, user settings, and then I activate DQM to yes, okay, and then I sell the 1.5 over here. Okay, so we go to today's sales. Let's check it over there. You see, all right. So then it multiplies the unit price per yard times the number of yards you are buying, and then it gives you the total. You get it? Yeah. But if you don't turn on the DQM, then it means that the system will just show you just reset everything to 1, like we have over here. Okay, so yeah, so that's it about it. So that's how the fabric business can actually sell the item. You are very welcome, David. Okay, all right. Okay, please, any other upcoming questions for the so far? All right, so are we okay? It's almost, I think there's somebody raising his hands. Smart ways. Okay, smart ways. Please, smart way. Please, you can unmute and ask us your question. Yeah. Joshua, is it you? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Uh huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mhm. 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 Exactly. It will be deducted. Yeah. 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 So yeah. Yeah. So if you don't have the decimal quantities on, it will deduct one from the total inside of the 1.5. Yeah. But if you have the QM, it will deduct 1.5 from it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, about it? So you didn't recommend. Oh, yeah, it's a low key feature over here. It came because we met a customer that had I think it's a fuel station, and then they usually want to record. They wanted to record their transactions with no fuel. Like if somebody has bought maybe 1.5 liters of fuel, or like something, they want to be able to. So that is what influenced this particular feature over here. But it's something that is not used by a majority. It's just a few specialized businesses that do this decimal thing. So yeah, yeah. So any. Mhm. Yes, 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 yes. Very, very important. Okay, all right. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Okay, please. Any other questions have come in, or we are all good? So it's, I think, yeah, it's 7 o'clock right now, so I'm sure we should be ending. Please, last chance. No other questions. We are all good to go. So we'll be doing this on a weekly basis. Every week we will take one portion of keep sales and then discuss it so that every reseller will be abreast as to new features. If there are new features, we'll talk about it. We'll dive deeper into features. We'll talk about case studies. So then when you meet a certain kind of customer, you know how to deal with it. Because usually selling an online software, uh, okay, so usually selling an online software is different from something that is installable. So most of the time you have to like do a lot of explanations, right? And then explain things to them. So we'll be doing lots of trainings. And then also most of these things we talked about, unfortunately, they are not in the mobile app. Okay, the mobile app too has things that are not in the web app. But we haven't yet figured out how to demo the mobile app in a meeting like this. So maybe once you're able to figure that out, we also have sessions where we explain the fundamentals of how the mobile app too works, where you can find some things and then some interesting features. So yeah, so I think that will be it for now. We want to thank you all for joining, and please in the group too, don't hesitate. If you have any questions, you can either drop it in the group or PM any of the administrators or something. Then we'll answer you quickly. So yeah, so thank you all very much. So